I want to talk about competition today because I think a lot of people do not understand this. So first off, I run into a lot of people, they think they don't have competition because they're the only guy in town or whatever it may be, right? But the fact of the matter is that everyone and everything is your competition. And even if you are a local bricks and mortar business, you are competing on a global scale. Let me explain to you exactly what I mean by this. So for instance, let's say you're a coffee shop. Well, my favorite coffee shop is a place called Panther Coffee in Miami. They've got a few locations in Miami. Shout out to Panther Coffee, right? But what happens is, because I like that coffee shop, I compared that coffee shop to all the other coffee shops in the world, right? Because that is the bar that they've set, right? So that happens in your business as well. So even though another business might not be directly your competition, but if they are going out there and setting a high standard for how they do business, how they service people, their sales professionals are awesome, then they set that bar for you. So if you actually think about the best sales experience you ever had, that is the bar that you kind of set for yourself in terms of experiencing that kind of experience, right? So it forces you to really reevaluate things when you start thinking on that level, and it forces you to step your game up. Now, this is the other thing. So that is your competition, right? And a lot of the time people look at this and they get overwhelmed. They think, oh, God damn, this is like a lot of stress or whatever. And they don't like to think about it. And a lot of times people don't really like to look at it this way, and they like to push it to the side. And what happens is they get complacent, right? And they don't go and take things to the next level, right? It's like Robin Sharma. I was listening to him today. He's saying success a lot of the time breeds failure because you get complacent and you start getting lazy about things, right? But here's the deal. Here's what competition is in its purest form. It's not about the other people. It's about you stepping your game to the next level. And that's competition in its really purest form. You know, Pete Carroll is the head football coach for the Seattle Seahawks, and he does a great job of instilling this kind of behavior into his athletes. And, you know, if you go to one of his practices, he talks about, you see, our offensive linemen and defensive linemen and our offense and defense go against each other every day, and they're competing. And a lot of the time people look at this, right, and they just think win or loser. But he's like, but that's not what's really happening. What's happening is both the offense and defensive players they love each other. And the reason they love each other is because they both push each other to take their game to the next level. They are just competing and giving it their all in that moment. And what happens because of this as well is these players and this team as a whole, they end up loving the challenges that come to them, right? They end up loving the challenges that come to them because they think it's a way, and they believe it's a way for them to compete and force them to become even better, to go into their full potential, right? That's a whole different paradigm from what most people think about competition, right? And so think about your competition that way, right? And again, everybody and almost everything is your competition. Again, if someone's doing something at a really high level in something, even though it might not even be in your industry, they're still going to view it as the benchmark or the bar. So it's time for you to step your game up and compete every single day. And that's why I put the just keep competing at the bottom of all my emails that I send out to you. If you're not on my email list, click below, get on it, and you can get my tips, and I'll teach you how to take your sales game to the next level. This is Kerry Sullivan with another kickassandsales.com tip of the day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.